Chapter 5007. ZYNN, who was in a complicated mood, hesitated and sat opposite Roma. Seeing him coming, she smiled slightly, and asked him, "How did you sleep?" "It's good," ZYNN responded, looked out the window, then looked at her, and asked, "Why didn't you come in and have a rest?" Roma was slightly stunned. The Gulfstream plane only had one bedroom remodeled. Although ZYNN had said at the beginning that the two could rest in the bedroom together, she still felt a little inappropriate. ZYNN was afraid of her misunderstanding. At that time, he especially emphasized that he had no other intentions. But the journey was long, and the two could share the big bed in the bedroom equally, so that both of them could rest while traveling. Roma didn't make a decision, just let ZYNN rest first, but she herself sat outside for more than 10 hours. Hearing ZYNN's question, Roma said somewhat unnaturally, "I'm a martial artist, I'm not tired at all. And I don't want to disturb your rest, so I'll just look at the scenery outside." ZYNN muttered and said, "Flying all the way from night to night, there is no scenery to see." Roma smiled unnaturally, and then deliberately changed the subject and muttered, "I don't know why Mr. Wade suddenly asked us to come to the United States. I asked Ruoli, but she didn't tell me clearly. She only said that there may be a great good thing, and asked me to move with you as soon as possible." ZYNN muttered with some resentment, "What can be good about Charlie? Since the day I knew him, I haven't encountered anything good." Roma looked at him and said seriously, "Eldest young master, you still need to adjust your attitude toward Mr. Wade. With the Su family and changing Wade back then, the grievances from before, and what Su family did at Waderist in collusion with Cataclysmic Front, he has shown too much restraint already." Roma has always maintained a secret from ZYNN. The original title, even if the He family is no longer attached to the Su family, and even if ZYNN becomes the object of her house arrest, she still calls him the eldest young master. In her view, this title is respect for him, but in ZYNN's view, this title is somewhat distant. However, he also knew that what she said was the truth. In the disputes between the rich and powerful families, once one party had the intention to kill, it would definitely be a life-and-death situation. But Charlie can still give the old and young of the Su family a way to survive. And it is true that he has done his best. At this time, Roma added, "Eldest young master, don't forget. Mr. Wade not only spared the Su family, but he also saved the lives of the eldest young master, the eldest young lady, and Ruoli in Japan. If it weren't for him, it might have been over." ZYNN's expression froze, then he sighed, and said sincerely, "You're right, I'm actually very grateful to Charlie. But I'm just a little stubborn in front of you, after all, you're not an outsider. If I really want to meet him, I will definitely be polite." Roma couldn't help feeling a little touched when she heard that she was not an outsider. During this time, she could also see the gradual changes in ZYNN's attitude toward her. And sometimes she could even feel some kind of tenderness. But she never dared to give any response. In addition to her inferiority complex, she also felt that ZYNN's current situation was at a low point in his life. Under such circumstances, it was easy for a man to lower his anger and despise. He originally has for people and things and have a good impression. However, once this kind of man's life begins to bottom out, his anger will continue to rise as the situation rises.